Now, the story of Sophia is actually pretty in line with most stories about anyone who was considered a witch back in the day. She was the sole survivor of her entire family that she lived with, and she never had children. Now, she lived to a ripe old age and actually passed away while she was cutting wood in the winter. Now, when she was found frozen, and she was actually dressed in many, many layers of clothing. Now, the very nature of someone living out here all by themselves, of course, led to speculation that she was indeed a witch. Now, there wasn't any kind of concrete evidence to go either way. It was just a supposition people made back in those days when somebody lived by themselves and they had no children. There was rumors, however, that she was able to put hexes and curses on people. None of this actually has been confirmed. Now, the area that I'm actually here in is the location where her headstone is. Now, there are 3 burials in the headstone. Now, the headstone lies on Roar Road, which runs right along Griffith Sculpture Park. Now, Sophia is actually rumored to be the lady spirit known as the White Lady that actually kind of roams Sculpture Park and this particular area here. Now, the paranormal activity has been apparitions seen in Sculpture Park, and a lot of camera malfunctions and things like that in and around her grave. Now, I will note that around her grave here, the area is highly posted. So if you come to pay your respects or look for evidence of paranormal activity here, you can't really go beyond the headstone because the area is all pretty much private property right off of the road. Now, one interesting ghost story was that someone actually touched the letter C on the headstone in her name, in the last name, and supposedly that was the one that was not covered with moss. And when the person brought back the finger was black, and it never went back to normal. I don't think I'm going to be actually trying that. We're just going to be looking here to see if we can actually catch any evidence of Sophia. We're going to see if we can get her to say that she is indeed the White Lady that likes to roam this road here and hang around this stone, and more accurately, hang around Griffith Sculpture Park, which is actually just down the road. So let's see what we can catch. You didn't put a bunny face on me, did you? Okay, now, what I'm going to do here, like I do in most paranormal investigations I'm going to do what's called a base sweep. Now, this base sweep here is going to be very simple. It's going to be generally in the area behind me, in the area around the headstone. This is a very, very small area. I just want to see if there's any pockets of EMF. Now, I'm using a ghost meter. And if I do bump into a pocket of EMF, several things will happen. There is a meter here, and the needle will go from green, yellow to red. Also, it will make an audible sound, and lights will flash. Or not. Oh. It'll sound just like that. So now that we actually have contact, I'm going to take a little walk around here, and I'll see if I can pick up any pockets of EMF around the actual headstone.
That's creepy. I just took a photo of you.
Like
there's this lady, like right standing right next to you. It's crazy.
No. Yeah. You probably just Snapchatted that in. That's great.
Ghosties out to get us. When's the last time I've been on one of these?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, now, like I said, it is a very, very small area, and it is clean. There's no pockets of EMF anywhere, so if at any point during this detector goes off, it'll be significant because it'll show that somewhere an EMF field was manifesting. I'm going to touch each letter on your last name on the stone. Last time someone did that, supposedly their finger just straight up turned black, and they touched the one letter that didn't have moss on it. Supposedly, I think that was the C.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, gosh,
Well,
no
You
glory.
need to work with your finger.
Try the fork with.
So, I believe it was the letter C. Do I have your permission to conduct this experiment?
Let's use a finger that's kind of gnarly.
So, I believe it was the letter C. Now, according to what happened to somebody, they touched it, they brought it back, and their finger was black, and it never went back to normal. So I guess we're gonna test that theory, and seeing that this is my little thing here, I guess I'll be the one to do it. Nothing there, thank goodness. Now the letters, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Now, if anything does come out of that later on, I'll make sure I follow it up. But the story went that he touched the letter, I think it was the letter C, and he brought his finger back and it was a black smudge that never came off. It was the only letter that didn't have the moss. So you can't really say that he just got moss on it, plus moss would have washed off. Now, people have been doing that since and nothing was reported, so I'll also say that. So maybe Sophie just didn't like that person. Now, we did get some evidence while we were out there. The following EVP isn't exactly a Class A EVP. It came in kind of low, but it's evidence nonetheless, and I hope you can actually pick it up. Now, it's a male voice, but I don't exactly understand what it says, but it does tell me that there may be more than one spirit out there. Overall, it was a good adventure. We actually managed to find the stone, and that was a plus. Plus, we also got to see the sculpture park. Now, we did get some evidence, although they weren't exactly Class A, they were still voices nonetheless. The intriguing thing is that the voices kind of lent more toward the spirits possibly being the mother and father and not Sophia, because I didn't get anything that told me that she was actually there. But the fact that the one female voice said she was married and the other voices sounded male kind of tells me that the identity of the spirits that are seen around Sculpture Park might not be Sophia after all, but it could indeed be the parents, and I find that very intriguing. So, in conclusion, it was a great day, Sculpture Park. It was amazing to see, and I can say with certainty that something is indeed haunting that particular area, especially along that road and Sculpture Park itself.